There's a question a lot of women ask themselves at 3 p.m. Maybe not out loud, but it is there for sure. Did I fail today? Or did the plan fail me? If you've asked yourself that question, this episode is for you because the answer is not what you were told. Before I explain anything, I want to name something. There are 5 symptoms that most of my clients carry and almost never say out loud because they've learned to hide them. The 3 p.m. crash, the one she pushes through with coffee and willpower because there is no space in her day to collapse. The pantry shame, the moment at night when she's eating well all day and then something snaps. She calls it a lack of discipline. It isn't. The brain fog she hides at work, the way she has to read the same sentence 3 times, the way she smiles and nods in meetings when she's actually underwater, the weight that won't move despite the gym, despite cutting calories, and despite doing everything right by every rule she was given. The periods that's gone quit or quiet, or the cycle that's become unpredictable. The thing that she's starting to worry about but hasn't said to anyone yet. If you recognize yourself in even one of those, you're in the right place. Here's what I need you to hear, and I need you to hear it not for comfort, but as a fact. Everything you tried made complete biological sense. Every diet, every workout, every protocol. It made sense for a particular hormonal environment. The environment of your 20s, maybe your early 30s. However, the map changed and no one told you. At 35, 40, 45, your hormonal terrain is different. What worked then works actively against you now. Not because you did something wrong, because you were given a map for a country you no longer live in. I want to tell you about Natasha. She was one of the healthiest eaters I've ever met. She didn't eat carbs at all. She tracked everything. She cooked from scratch. She ordered her food from a farm. She did her workouts. However, her insulin resistance was getting worse every year, not better. And her daughter, her 8-year-old daughter, had insulin resistance as well. The same symptoms as her mom. When she came to me, she expected a stricter plan. What I gave her instead was a safety signal. We stopped adding pressure to an already overloaded system. We stopped adding pressure to an already overloaded system. And we started giving her body the conditions it needed to heal. She reversed her insulin resistance completely, not by trying harder, by finally changing the signal. So, what is the real problem? It's not just the food, it's not just hormones, it's three layers working together. And most programs only address one of them. So, the first layer, which is the cortisol baseline. If stress is chronically elevated from your life, from overtraining, from undereating, or from lack of sleep, cortisol tells your body to store fat, suppress thyroid, and break down muscle. So, no diet can override a chronically elevated cortisol state. Layer 2 is the insulin response. When blood sugar swings from skipping meals, from high glycemic eating, from the cortisol itself, insulin spikes. And strongly elevated insulin makes fat loss biologically impossible. Layer 3, the nervous system signal. This is the one that no one talks about. Your body heals when it feels safe, not psychologically safe, biologically safe. Cortisol down, blood sugar stable, sleep adequate, nervous system and reset and digestion rather than flight or fight. Without that signal, everything else is partial. This is a blossoming corner philosophy. Healing happens when you're safe, comfortable, and ready, not when you're under pressure. I want to leave you with one question tonight, not to answer right now, just to sit with. One breath. What if your body has been trying to protect you, not punish you? Thank you for staying. That one thing I want you to carry from today is the approach wasn't wrong, the map was wrong. And you were never the problem, that's the science. Sit with it tonight. In episode 2, I'm gonna talk about where we can get specific. I'm gonna walk you through the exact 5 habits that are quietly working against your hormones right now. Habits you were taught were healthy, but you're gonna be able to exhale as you see that they were the problem, not you. And if you're not already inside the bouquet, my monthly community, that's where all this continues. The link is in the show note. Your body doesn't need more pressure, it needs more safety.